Did you know that Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, was an avid camper and outdoorsman? Before he was leading our great nation, Teddy Roosevelt was just a boy with a love for the great outdoors. Born in 1858 in bustling New York City, young Theodore's heart belonged not to the urban sprawl, but to the wilderness. In the heart of the city, he cultivated a love for nature, filling his room with a menagerie of creatures and spending his days exploring the natural world. At the tender age of 12, Teddy embarked on his first camping trip. With a small tent and a roaring fire, he reveled in the beauty and tranquility of the wilderness. The sound of the wind rustling through the trees, the sight of the stars twinkling in the night sky, and the smell of the earth beneath him stirred a passion for the outdoors that would stay with him for the rest of his days. But young Teddy's journey was not without its challenges. He was plagued by severe asthma, a condition that often left him gasping for breath. But rather than deter him, his illness only fueled his resolve. He believed that by embracing the outdoors and leading an active lifestyle, he could overcome his physical limitations. And so, he set out to do just that, spending as much time as he could outside, exploring, learning, and growing stronger. Through every camping trip, every hike through the woods, every moment spent marveling at the natural world, Teddy's love for the outdoors only grew. His passion for nature was not just a hobby, it was a way of life. It shaped his character, his values, and his vision for the future. And it would continue to do so, even as he ascended to the highest office in the land. These early experiences ignited a love for the outdoors in Roosevelt that would endure throughout his life. Did you know that Roosevelt's passion for camping was not just a hobby, but a lifestyle? Now, let's take a step back in time to the 1880s. Young Teddy Roosevelt, a born and bred New Yorker, made a bold move to the Dakota Territory. It was a far cry from the bustling city he was accustomed to, but Roosevelt had a thirst for adventure that the concrete jungle just couldn't quench. In the stark, rugged landscape of the Badlands, Roosevelt embraced a life that was as raw and untamed as the terrain itself. He traded his city-slicker ways for the rough-and-tumble life of a rancher, and it was here that he truly discovered his love for camping. Living under the vast, star-studded skies and waking up to the crisp, fresh air of the wilderness, Roosevelt began to understand the true beauty of the great outdoors. He didn't just camp for leisure, though. Roosevelt was an avid hunter, a pastime that often took him deep into the heart of the wild, where he could immerse himself in the primal dance of predator and prey. It was a world away from the societal norms he was used to, but Roosevelt thrived in this untamed environment. But Roosevelt's time in the Badlands was more than just a camping and hunting adventure. It was a transformative experience that shaped his outlook on life and his future policies as president. He saw firsthand the damage that unregulated hunting and habitat destruction could do to the environment. This sparked a passion for conservation that would become one of his defining characteristics as a president. Roosevelt went on to establish the United States Forest Service and set aside an unprecedented amount of land for national parks and monuments. His love for camping and the great outdoors played a significant role in these decisions. Roosevelt's time in the Badlands solidified his love for camping and the outdoors and shaped his future as a president and conservationist. So the next time you're out camping, take a moment to appreciate the natural beauty around you, just like Teddy Roosevelt did all those years ago. You never know, it might just change your life. Have you ever wondered if presidents go camping? Well, Theodore Roosevelt certainly did. As the 26th President of the United States, Roosevelt was no ordinary statesman. Amidst the demands of his presidential duties, he always found time to escape to the great outdoors, embracing the tranquility and beauty of America's wilderness. One notable escapade took place in the spring of 1903. Roosevelt embarked on a 2-week camping trip to Yellowstone National Park, the first of its kind by a sitting president. This wasn't your typical presidential getaway, oh no. Roosevelt, ever the rugged outdoorsman, insisted on a true wilderness experience. He traded the comforts of the presidential suite for a simple canvas tent and a bedroll under the open sky. This journey was more than just an adventure. It was an opportunity for Roosevelt to experience firsthand the grandeur of America's landscapes. Observing the geysers, hot springs, and diverse wildlife, he was struck by the need to protect these natural wonders for future generations. Roosevelt's excursions weren't all about personal enjoyment, though. They were strategic and visionary. He utilized these trips as a platform to promote his conservationist ideals. He believed in the wise use of natural resources and the need to preserve the country's wilderness for the common good. His experiences in the wild inspired the inception of the Antiquities Act in 1906. This significant legislation empowered presidents to declare historic landmarks and other objects of significant interest as national monuments. It was a monumental step, if you'll pardon the pun, towards safeguarding the nation's natural and cultural heritage. Theodore Roosevelt's camping trips as president were not just for leisure, but served as a platform to promote his conservationist ideals. His love for the great outdoors shaped his presidency and left a lasting legacy, reminding us all of the importance of protecting and cherishing the natural world. Roosevelt's love for camping and the outdoors had a profound impact on America, but do you know how? Theodore Roosevelt's adoration for the wilderness wasn't just a personal hobby, it was a passion that would shape the future of the United States. As president, Roosevelt's love for the great outdoors translated into policy. His experiences camping under the stars and navigating through the wilderness led him to become a staunch advocate for conservation. In 1905, Roosevelt established the United States Forest Service, marking a significant milestone in the history of America's public lands. It was his belief that the nation's natural resources should be managed sustainably for the benefit of all, not exploited for short-term gain. This was a revolutionary idea at the time, and it laid the groundwork for the modern environmental movement. His commitment didn't stop there. Roosevelt was instrumental in the creation of numerous national parks, reserves, and wildlife refuges, protecting over 200 million acres of public land. Among these are iconic places like Yosemite National Park and the Grand Canyon, spots that have become synonymous with American wilderness. But Roosevelt's influence extended beyond just policy. His love for camping helped popularize outdoor recreation in the United States. He was an example of a man who, despite being a world leader, never lost his sense of adventure or his love for nature. His camping trips were often publicized, encouraging others to explore and appreciate the great outdoors. This enthusiasm helped stimulate the growth of the camping and outdoor recreation industry in America. His actions and words inspired generations of Americans to venture out into the wilderness, to camp under the stars, and to develop a love and respect for nature. So, when you pitch your tent or hike that trail, remember, you're part of a tradition that was championed by none other than Theodore Roosevelt. And as we continue to enjoy these natural wonders, we also carry on his commitment to conservation. Roosevelt's passion for camping and conservation has left a lasting legacy that continues to influence America's love for the outdoors. So, inspired by Roosevelt's love for camping and the outdoors, we've journeyed together through the life of a man who was not just a president, but also a fervent lover of the wilderness. We've seen the transformation of Theodore Roosevelt from a city slicker to a rough rider, and how his passion for camping didn't wane even when he stepped into the highest office in the land. We've learned how Roosevelt's camping adventures not only shaped him as a person, but also how they influenced his policies and left a lasting legacy. His love for the outdoors led to the establishment of numerous national parks, forever preserving these beautiful lands for future generations to enjoy. Now, it's your turn to discover your own love for camping and the outdoors. Like Roosevelt, you might find that the wilderness offers more than just a break from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It's a place to reconnect with nature, to challenge yourself, to discover the strength within you, and to appreciate the simple yet profound beauty of the world around us. Camping and outdoor activities are not just fun, they're also beneficial for your health. They reduce stress, improve your mood, enhance your physical fitness, and even boost your creativity. So why not take a leaf out of Roosevelt's book? Get outside, pitch a tent, start a fire, and see what adventures await you in the great outdoors. You don't have to be a president or a rough rider to enjoy camping. All you need is a love for nature and a spirit of adventure. So, grab your gear, pack your bags, and set out on your own journey of discovery. Remember, as Roosevelt once said, the farther one gets into the wilderness, the greater is the attraction of its lonely freedom. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe and share with your fellow outdoor enthusiasts.